Yeah, that. Yeah.
I'm slightly sunburned white person,
So say you had a color like this, and you were doing a portrait. So you would make. Sorry about that. you make a wash of that color and as a ground, just like we were gonna do in your figure painting. And when it dries, it actually can work perfectly well to layer or not.
I closed my eyes tightly and I whispered a wish. Please, let these peas disappear from my dish. And something quite strange and mysterious occurred, almost as if somebody somewhere had heard, because right out of nowhere, a monster appeared. And his hair looked like spinach, so did his beard, and his big, bloated body was wildly green, and his breath when he talked stunk of rotten sardines.
Sitting there, you guys, I want you to create a triangle piece about, it's going to be your scapula. Looks like this. It's going to cover the back ribs and connect your shoulder together and your collarbone.
I'll get out of the shop.
Yeah, it might be looking a bit too blue because I love how the student's painting is going today. I think he is doing a great job of using the limited color palette that we have, and also including the lighting situation of the entire room into his design, and not just working on the figure alone. I think it's a very successful use of texture and the palette, and I'm very excited to see where he goes with the second day.
All right, so the first thing that we really need to focus on is getting the wire wrapped, because if we don't have the wire wrapped around enough, we're not going to have anything for the clay to attach to. And what we need to focus on first is the egg shape of this rib cage. And if we don't get the egg shape right, the rib cage isn't going to hold any of our organs. So we need to make sure that this is round and hollow. And once we work down past the rib cage, we want to make sure that these hips are as wide as possible to hold all of our guts. So this butterfly effect right here is fantastic. These arms coming down just past the knee, that works right. Looks like this is going to be a good sculpt.
Value. Alright, I don't really have to do much more light because I'm going to have this all in shadow. I'm going to have all that in shadow, this whole leg down here, most of that leg, just hitting the key parts. When you're drawing from the model or any subject, I don't care if you're drawing a toothbrush, alright? How many of you here have drawn a toothbrush before? Good, alright, so you know what I'm talking about. Guess what? The light and shadow simplicity pops right out, and you see the values. You don't want to look at the detail. This isn't about detail. Did I spend time working on detail on this? Does it have the appearance in some instances where you feel like there's some detail? Possibly. Maybe up in here, slightly. I spent very little time in there, but just enough to where your eye is going to make up. So does that sound good? Because you're going to lose a lot of gestures that could get you some.
Absolutely, it helps a lot.
They love the gestures.
And they do. Colleges love to see. A lot of times students think the gesture drawings are just, if we had this conversation already, just useless practice, but they're so valuable when you're really very conscientious about doing it right, with your eyeballs on the model, not on your paper. Colleges love.
Dude. edges here.
Look like Concord. This is the Mass Applying the Arts. It's a School of the Arts. Eugene and I think there should be one in Michigan. Maybe we should do it. So what I like about this are drawn to, at least for 2017. Some of it's middle school, so keep that in mind. So if you pop one open and you think, oh my gosh. So if you are going to enter Scholastic, this is what I tell my students, especially as a senior. Decide how much money you can afford. Your portfolios are $20 a piece. You can enter up to 2 portfolios as a senior, so that's $40. Individual entries are $5 a piece. So if you have another $10, then enter 2 individual pieces.
And the movement is in the characters. Okay, same thing with the guy eating the sandwich, but a lot of his work is bird's eye view. Okay, but even the guy eating the sandwich, it's on the level of the table, and we're kind of looking up at the guy's face. So that's beginning to be less of an accepted. The camera angle is right at the viewer's face. He's moved it down to be on the top of the table.
Put the clavicle on the sternum, on our skeleton. It's going to go all the way to the end of the 5i cube. You'll notice that the scapula is shaped like a triangle. And it's also to match the shape of the scapula so that it can sit on this rounded form known as the rib cage. The scapula from the back, let's go ahead, the scapula is towards the top. This is not covered by muscle. Remember when we were talking yesterday and I pointed to our ulna, I said, descent of the clavicle above. So the clavicle and scapula are similar in size. We can also say, in addition to the clavicle and scapula being compared as similar in size, our face and our hand and our sternum all.
I mean, the way that metal feels versus the way that cloth feels, or the way that skin feels. All these are different materials in life that have different textures. So when you're painting them, if you have the same approach to painting metal as you have to painting the skin, that's not going to quite communicate.
So the only thing I'm trying to do right now is fill in between each of these little shapes.
I recognize that watching somebody else, like I said, do this is as boring as watching painting. Science is when the physics of a piece of dry cloth up against wet paint always amazes me how the paint almost like jumps into the cloth. Be right back. And try to make it 10% in the middle, so you're going to have to really keep messing with it. Okay, go right there. Too much. Yeah, that's okay. Stuff happens. All right, so here, clean the brush. So which one are you going to just take it?
Working lunch Monday. Bring your food Monday, working lunch. You've got Chrysler Designers and CCS. We don't have time for you to mess around going to get food. Bring it. Bring it with you. Do you understand me?
It's almost like they're right out of the palette. Right? And then we'll